said in the parable of the sower, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly, because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. He who has ears, let him hear. Our problem is we hear this parable, and we automatically think that we are good soil. But what if God wants to plant something in the soil of our lives, and we don't realize that the soil looks like this? Crowded, choked with weeds of sin. God wants us to do the work of removing the sin in our lives so that He can work in the good soil, to plant the good news so that it will produce a crop 100, 60, and 30 times over. May it be so for us today. Whew. This is not a fun job. These prickles, they hurt, they make my skin itch, I'm sweating, it's hot. You know what's really interesting is these thistles, they smell sweet. Deceptive, isn't it? It's kind of the way sin works. Once it gets its hold, it wants to convince you that it's something that you should keep around. But these things gotta go. Wow. You know, I kind of thought I'd get to this point and it would start to look a little better. It's kind of a mess. You know, I think sometimes we do this kind of work and we expect it to go quickly and easily. And sometimes God wants us to learn something in the process. Like there's no quick fix. But the good news is, we can see some soil. Even though it's kind of a mess, God has something to work with. And the God who sent His Son to be born in a messy stable isn't afraid of a little dirt. You can invite Him into your mess. You won't scare Him away.